Thank you everyone for joining us. Today's topic is adoption of RUM and APM at Splunk. Just in case you're not aware, RUM stands for Real User Monitoring and APM stands for Application Performance Monitoring. Both are part of Splunk Observability. And for clarity, this is specific to how our growth engineering team within marketing organization at Splunk is adapting Splunk Observability. At this time, I will introduce the speakers. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Taya.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Sudhakar Ratsmilli, Senior Director, Head of Growth Engineering at Splunk, responsible for web digital systems and everything that marketing is responsible for public-facing websites. I have 24 years of experience in the software development industry, building various softwares, product, web applications. Prior to Splunk, I worked at Riverbed, Adobe, Brocade, and Capital One in various roles serving IT, engineering, and marketing.
Sandeep, go ahead.
Yep. Thank you, Taya. Hello, everyone. I'm Sandeep. I'm a senior DevOps engineer with Growth Engineering. I have over 10 years of experience working in DevOps, system administration, and various hybrid and cloud environments. Previous to Splunk, I was working with some of the financial corporations and looking forward to it. Yep. Thank you.
All right, finally, my name is Taya Nagendran. I'm a senior manager here at Splunk. I have 15 years of experience in content management area. And at this time, I will pass it on to Sudhakar to go through the agenda.
Thank you, Taya. Welcome, everyone, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon. Today, we will be covering Growth Engineering Team's introduction, our digital resilience journey, APM and RUM use cases, followed by demo and Q&A.
All right, thank you, Sudhakar. First, we'll start off with the poll. Do you currently have observability practice? Question A is yes, B, no, working on it, and C, no plans. So please submit your response. This will greatly help us out to know you better. All right. Great. So it looked like we have 33% yes, and we have 33% who said not working on it, but no plans, but other ones are working on it. So given there's a 66% of audience who have about looking for an understanding of observability, this is a good segue to see how Splunk is adapting its own product. I will now pass it on to Sudhakar.
Great, let's deep dive. Before we deep dive, I would like to take a step back and discuss the why in our decision to use Splunk Observability. As an organization, Splunk want to drive the best experience for our customers through our products, capabilities, and services. And we need to understand exactly how our customers are experiencing Splunk products so that we can improve our roadmap, product innovations, and help uncover new use cases. And to do that, Splunk uses Splunk because we do believe in our products. There are many organizations inside Splunk that have adopted various Splunk products. And today I'm excited to share with you all my team, Growth Engineering Team story. We are the engineering team for the marketing organization, responsible for Splunk.com, .conf, and few internal portals that enable partner sales and field enablement. We also implement the new marketing tech stack for our marketing org. We closely work with various vendors and partners to understand their products and applications to ensure we extract the most business value for Splunk. For example, we use multiple Adobe products to build websites, web applications, and I'm part of the customer advocacy board for Adobe this year. I'm here in Las Vegas attending Adobe Tech Summit in person. So if you're around, please do reach out, and I'm happy to connect with some of you. Today, I'm excited to share why our team has adopted the entirety of Splunk Observability to help us deliver world-class customer experience. To be fully transparent, let me paint you a picture on what growth engineering teams like prior adopting observability. We are inefficient in detecting incidents and finding a resolution from various systems. It's been challenging, and problem is getting worsening as we expand to cloud. We lack service health visibility of our critical services, things like SFDC, Marketo, that are critical to our business, causes larger war rooms, longer meetings, delays, duplicates, increasing cost, and poor user experience. We struggle to reduce the alert noise, isolate and prioritize actionable events, and accelerate root cause analysis, which leads to teams burnt out. We are reactive to incidents caused by similar problems, whether it's being front end or back end or any dependent system in the back end. Or even worst, we as an engineering org struggle to align business priorities. Like all of you, in our growth engineering, we have different teams with varying roles and responsibilities. And it's very important for these teams to be able to see across their own work stream and have a platform that can provide a unified picture. This becomes even more important when issues occur that requires multiple teams to connect together to resolve issues quickly. It also increasingly hard because service disruptions often look the same. Here is an example. Let's say you may have come across this before. Let's imagine your website or web application goes down, alert goes off left and right, you see a traffic high. Was it a DDoS attack, or someone is exploiting your site, or is it a real demand spike, or a misconfigured API in one of your backend, or some of your parts of the application or your dependent backend systems are not reacting, not working? Is it your infrastructure died, gave up? It could be anything. Think about it. SecOps might start investigating with own set of data with the tools they have access to. Your IT operations start working on their own data and tools. Your team, whether you have a DevOps team or engineering teams or they're widespread, all these teams start working on their own, and each of them are siloed. Obviously, this process is not the most effective way to deal any incident, as teams are often forced to investigate the same problem with a different source of truth and with a different methodologies. Across teams slows down the response time, and incidents may cause greater business disruption. But challenges spread beyond siloed teams. As tools spread and technology architecture becomes increasingly complex across multi-cloud, monitoring our digital ecosystem and resolving issues becomes even more difficult. And I imagine all of your digital ecosystems are no different. To give you an insight, the average organizations nowadays have dozens of tools to monitor different parts of their technology stack, and customers often manage a tech landscape that spans on-prem, hybrid, multi-cloud technology landscapes. This makes it even harder to diagnose cascading issues and increases the likelihood that a customer can detect a signal like a failure or an error or outage that goes unnoticed. In fact, we are on same boat in transitioning cloud. One of our primary technology stack we power our websites and web applications is Adobe Experience Manager. We are in the process of transitioning our AEM stack from on-prem to cloud. When you look at the technology stack we are responsible for, you see how complex it is. Onboarding multiple point solutions, working across multiple critical service providers, and integrating our own internal products lead to risks and blind spots. In order to deliver the best customer service, we still need to remain agile. with over 14 vendors providing critical solutions for our marketing technology stacks, the complexity of our full ecosystems is huge. We have an infrastructure with 65 servers that spans multi-cloud, integrating 60 plus technology stack, 30 plus microservices that us to deliver customer experience, the applications and sites we are responsible for. And the scale that we deliver to meet these business objectives is complex. We need a platform that could provide real-time, end-to-end visibility for us to scale, be productive, and be efficient, which is where Splunk adoption comes into picture. Splunk helps answers questions like, how can I be digitally resilient? How can my engineering teams start collaborate better? How can I diagnose and fix the problems faster? Even better, how can I proactively resolve these performance issues? How can I reduce these noise alerts? How can I prevent these unplanned downtimes? And observability puts us in a great position with the ability to recover, avoid disruption, and quickly adopt these new operating models. I'm sure most of the questions resonates with you and your organization. No matter what you are focused on right now, Splunk offers a path to get to where you want to go and build that awesome digital resilience journey, support you in the digital resilience journey and help you build those awesome digital experiences for your customers. Companies that are doing this today are able to find and fix problems faster, ensure reliability, and build awesome digital experience for these customers. Splunk is the most comprehensive observability solution available today in terms of the breadth and depth of integrated capabilities with application performance, infrastructure, digital experience monitoring, AI ops, and incident response, all in one unified observability solution. With Splunk Observability, no need to license and adapt separate point solutions for each of these. You get all of them in one platform with a unified experience. With our three-part tech series, we will go over how growth engineering has adopted almost all of the Splunk Observability product and dive into how we have improved our digital resilience in each of these capabilities. Today, we are diving deep into application performance management and real-time user monitoring, where real user monitoring sits under digital experience monitoring.
All right, at this time, thank you, Sudhakar. At this time, we're going to go to another poll. Do you currently use real user monitoring or application performance monitoring? That's the poll question. And currently, we only RUM, only APM, both RUM and APM, neither. So if you can respond to this poll, that will really help us out. I will leave it up for another few more seconds here. All right, moving forward. Oh, sorry. You should be able to submit now. So the question is, do you currently use real user monitoring and or application monitoring? So that any response now will be helpful. All right. So we have a pretty good amount of people responding. Okay. All right. At this time, it looks like we do have a good number of people using RUM, which is great, but we also want to allow introduce you to what application performance monitor can do as well. I will now pass it back to Sudhakar.
Thank you, Taya, for gauging that. Like our customers, our growth engineering organization is also on a journey to build digital resilience. We started with a need for foundational and comprehensive visibility, adopting Splunk log ingestion from multiple streams, such as infrastructure, web application, and building those powerful metrics and dashboards. Fast forward today, and we have adopted all of Splunk observability, giving us the ability to focus on how we deliver the most optimized experiences for our customers. I would be happy to elaborate a little more with few of our APM and RUM use cases. In fact, we are pioneering new capabilities like tying these front end with back end to visualize end-to-end workflow from a customer and user experience perspective. So without any further delay, let's dig deep on how we are able to optimize end user experiences. Splunk RUM provides full visibility into real user experiences on both web and mobile, whether it's being single or multi-page applications. It leverages open telemetry instrumentation to offer a detailed waterfall view of HTTP lifecycle, including page events, the resources, whether it's being images or API calls, routing, and transaction process. RUM also allows to connection of front-end and back-end traces in real time to help accelerate troubleshooting with out-of-the-box core web vitals. Built-in alerting mechanism, RUM helps proactively optimize user experience before any significant impact happens. Let's dive into an example of when we used RUM. As part of the digital transformation to gain visibility into end user experiences, our team has adopted and automated user sessions tracking across websites and applications using RUM. We noticed observability trial sign up on our websites are failing and all the alerts were triggered. Leveraging RUM, our engineering team investigated the root cause in a matter of seconds. This allowed us to solve the problem 3 times faster and maintain a high brand reputation before disrupting a large number of users. So let's switch gears a bit and dig deep on how we are able to gain visibility into every dependent systems. This is where APM comes into picture. Splunk APM analyzes every trace and metrics time series. It logs event data so that it can be scoped and isolated faster within a larger context, whether the issue is with a microservice or monolithic, any of the backend services that you have, whether it's being REST, SOAP, or in database query. Splunk APM identifies slowness, errors, and impact on system level resources, things like CPU, memory, to spot those bottlenecks and gives you code level visibility. Getting into use case on APM, our backend engineering team aims to ensure the performance of business critical workflows running in microservices are safe. During a product release, my team got an outage alert across all our microservice endpoints. We are sure something is going wrong. The automated alerts using APM allowed the team able to track the issue and resolve it before it became a critical issue and a customer impact. APM helped us achieve 99.9 uptime despite an increase in traffic and improved 50% of the engineering productivity. Another story I want to quickly share is the one we are trial basing in the earlier stage of product adoption and integration, which is RUM with APM. While our team has adopted both RUM and APM in our operations, we were missing the connection across front end with back end. For example, when an alert comes in through APM triggered on a service performance, engineers who review APM trace can easily see what happened on their service side, but they miss the context from the front end that are present in RUM. This leads to 2 situations. 1, engineering team who are aware of RUM have to manually search for the corresponding user session using RUM search. Or two, even the worse, siloed engineers may not be aware of RUM collecting this data and continue their troubleshooting journey without full context. Instrumenting with both APM and RUM allows our team to see a link to RUM session for each of APM trace. On top of using synthetics monitoring to improve our website performance, my team is one of the organizations leading the change in adopting the early stage of RUM with APM use case to truly get end-to-end visibility across our monitoring so that we can monitor Splunk.com across all endpoints.
At this time, I will pass it on to Sandeep to demo.
Thank you, Taya. Thank you, Sudhakar. Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today to demonstrate our Splunk APM and RUM powerful capabilities and showcase how it can revolutionize the way you want to achieve high performance, reliable, and scalable applications while enhancing your user experience and operational efficiency. I'll walk you through some of the key features and functionalities of Splunk APM and RUM, which gives you a first-hand look on how it can streamline your applications and users for a boost efficiency and drive success for your organization. As you can see, this is our Splunk APM dashboard, which provides an end-to-end visibility into our applications and which allows us to pinpoint all the performance issues quickly to ensure a seamless user experience. So this is a high-level summary of our APM metrics, which includes response times, error rates, and throughputs. And one of the key features of Splunk APM is the distributed tracing, which helps you to navigate a user request which follows through various services and dependencies, identifying any bottlenecks or any errors along the way in your application. And APM also automatically captures all your errors and exceptions, providing the detailed information of your stack traces, all your HTTP status codes, affected users, which will allow you to quickly identify and resolve issues before it impacts your customers or your users. And as you can see, which gives us an overview of our applications. And in terms of service maps, let me show you. So this is one of our application service map, which we monitor during our release process. So in terms of a real world example, you may be releasing your software on your sprint basis. So sometimes you run into issues where during the release process where you may have not known what exactly might be causing during your release process. So this service map, which really helps you to visualize the dependencies and components of your applications, and also helps you to understand the architecture of your system to identify any potential failures during the release process. For example, if I click on one of these services, which was during my release process, and as you can see on the right-hand side, there was a spike during the release process. So if I click on this spike, which gives me all the example traces that are causing failures during my release process. So if I click on this trace ID, it gives me a complete waterfall view of every single thread that my application is failing at a given point of time. And it also gives me a specific error code, and also it gives me the code line number for me so that I don't have to navigate to each log and find out what's causing that, and which I should be able to easily roll back or make any necessary changes for my code or during my release process. Because your users may experience downtime when you're releasing your code, or it could be any given point of failures that happens on your application. So Overall, APM really helps you to give a comprehensive solution and monitoring, optimizing the performance of your applications. So given this advanced features, you can ensure a really super experience for your users and minimize any downtimes. And given that once you release your applications, sometimes you also want to make sure your users are having a good experience. So this is where RUM comes into picture, which is a comprehensive solution for monitoring and analyzing your user experiences across web and mobile applications. Because RUM is capable of capturing real-time data on user interactions, performance metrics, errors, and more. And as you can see, this is our RUM dashboard, which gives us insights into user actions, allowing us to give all the proactive resolution for all the users. And in terms of error tracking, it detects and diagnoses all the errors encountered by your users, which helps you to rapid troubleshooting and resolution. Um, so on this user session, so there are a few sessions that are being accessed by the users when we were releasing the code into one of our environments. So sometimes you may run into issues for your user experience, like this web page is not loading, this application is slowing down. So you may be wondering how to find the root cause. So if I click on one of this user session, so now this gives me a complete picture of every single actions performed by the user. And it also gives me the details behind my integrations. There could be many third-party integrations and many more integrations on your web pages, which is really critical for you to understand what exactly is causing this issue from the user end perspective. So this is where RUM really helps you to analyze and identify any problems and diagnose any errors within minutes from hours. And in terms of the real world example, you may want to know what exactly is happening between your front end and back end. So this is where Splunk APM and RUM correlation comes into picture, because some of the challenges that causes on your, if there is no lack of visibility onto your front end and back end, this may result in longer downtimes, which frustrates your customers, and also you will run into a proactive if you want a proactive approach. So this is where the correlation will really help you, because the APM and RUM correlation, which is tying your both front end and back end, will give you an end-to-end visibility, which your organizations can achieve into your entire applications and users, because it allows you to understand how your backend performance impacts your front-end user experience and vice versa. Because correlation also enables more effective root cause analysis. If APM identifies a slowdown on particular service, that can be correlated with one of your RUM data, which can help you determine if the slowdown is impacting user experience for a specific user interactions that are being affected. And it also helps you to improve on your performance optimization, and also increase the maximize of overall impact on your user satisfaction and your business goals. So in terms of correlation of APM and RUM, I'm going to show a quick example of one of our Splunk observability trial form. So this is this trial form drives a huge amounts of traffic for us, which provisions trials for some of the users on the observability cloud. And so as a typical user, I go ahead and submit this form. And as you can see, I'm just clicking for provisioning a free trial. Sometimes we often keep getting errors from users, or even through our alerts, which we have set up on this page. If the error rate increases, we have set up an alert by 1% of threshold, which gives us an alert. As you can see, it says I'm successfully registered for a free trial. But sometimes the user say that they have not received a free trial, And this is where RUM comes into picture for us to analyze what's going on the user end perspective. So let me take you to our RUM dashboard for this specific user session. So as you can see, I was trying the observability free trial prompt. If I click on this session, so this gives me a complete overview of the user specific session, which happened on that sign up page. And here I can investigate further and see what is causing the issue. As you can see, all the user operations, including how the resources were loading and what's the response time, and also how the user operations, even the mouse clicks, all the operations from the browser. So now again, since I have correlated my APM with my RUM data, I again don't have to go back to my APM and see where exactly and which application is causing this issue. I can simply hover my mouse here and on the APM, which gives me this exact trace ID and the application that is causing this issue. So this is one of our microservice observability service. And if I click on this trace ID, it takes me to the APM dashboard, the specific trace ID. And you can see the full waterfall view of all the spans, application spans that have occurred. And as you can see, there is some error on this specific service. If I click on this, it gives me what exactly is happening on this error, and I don't have to even share my dev team to dig through the logs and find what exactly is happening, because it gives me the exact error code line number, what needs to be fixed. So which also gives me a message like an access denied. So with this information, it really helps us to completely navigate and respond to any of our problems from hours to minutes. And I would like to share another feature of our RUM, which is a session replay. If you want to watch the entire user session, how the user has performed all the operations, so this allows you to uh, view the complete operations, how the user has navigated on the web page and all the mouse clicks. So the session replay is one of the feature that gives you the complete view on the user perspective, whether it's browser or mobile. And this concludes our demo, which I think this would be really helpful for you to understand our complete powerful benefits of APM and RUM. So thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep. Appreciate that demo. Now we're moving on to share some metrics from Stalker.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Taya. That was very insightful, Sandeep. Thank you. Our own digital resilience journey continues, but we are seeing amazing results so far. From being reactive or unaware of front-end and back-end issues, or lacking the full visibility to resolve incidents efficiently, we have transformed our growth engineering organization to have a more proactive approach to identifying potential issues. RUM and APM give us that unified visibility into the service health to help correlate events across multiple teams, microservices, and applications. Our organization is now more prepared to zoom in quickly on the performance of the key workflows. You see on the screen some of the KPIs we achieved: 50% faster page load times, 25% increase in engineering efficiency, 60% improvement in core web vitals, and many more.
Thank you, Stalker, for that quick insight into our digital resilience. Now, at this time, I'll move on to our next, the final polling question. Which product we demoed that you feel that has real application in your environment? RUM. Next one is RUM/session replay, APM, and APM integration with RUM, which is the front end. Let me move it to the right slide. Sorry. Any input will be helpful. So if you can submit your response, that'll be kindly appreciated. All right. This looks like we have quite a few responses now. It looked like most of you were very impressed with RUM and session replay, followed as well as APM with RUM integration, which is really a good tool for get results from back end to front end. So that's awesome that you are appreciating that. Moving on to our next is the additional resources. We want to help you equipped. So we do have free trial Splunk observability on our site. And next one is the documentation. We do have documentation related to APM on the link here, followed by, if you have a plan for certification, we have the Splunk Observability Cloud Certified Metrics user. Also, we have blogs. Here I'm pointing out 2 blogs related to APM. The first one is not an infrastructure monitoring strategy, and the following one is the ultimate guide. And also I put in a link here for training courses using Splunk application performance monitoring. So these are good links. And if you, you can always come to our site to get more data. At this time, I'm going to open up the floor for our Q&A session. Would all the presenters please turn on your video? And we will start with the first question. The first question I have here is, sorry, one second. One second here. The first question I have here is, given the recent merger of Splunk with Cisco, do you foresee any changes to Splunk observability?
Great question, Taya. Thank you for the question. It's a great question. With Splunk and Cisco together, we will have a more comprehensive observability solution to enhance digital experience and prevent downtime across all environments, whether they are on-prem, hybrid, or multi-cloud. And in the next few months, we will be able to provide an integrated experience that covers a full stack of technologies in any environment. Hope that answers, Taya.
All right, great. Thank you for that response, Darker. Appreciate it. Next question for Sandeep. What are your toughest adoption of Splunk observability for your team?
So the toughest, I would say, is instrumenting our Java application. So getting in the right metrics. So that was, but most of the integrations are pretty straightforward and easy because we use Adobe Experience Manager. So for us to analyze and get that instrumented was one of the challenge.
All right, thank you for that response, Sandeep. We have a few more questions here. What is the difference between Splunk observability versus the vendors such as IBM Insta?
Yeah, we don't have much insights into IBM Instana, but I would say Splunk observability is like a one stop for all of your application monitoring, infrastructure, logs, everything. But yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next question, Sandeep. What are you seeing the customers? What are you seeing customers challenge in integrating across Splunk observability?
I mean, we don't have much exposure on the customer side, but most of it, I think it would be goes to the sales side because we are the internal customers. So as an internal customer, I would say. Yeah.
I can take
Go
that,
ahead.
Sandeep. Yeah, I can take that. So what we hear is lack of awareness and how easily it can be integrated with any application due to OTel is a significant issue, what we heard from our field. Additionally, Ali provides a lot of data, which can be overwhelming to individuals who are not from a cloud discipline. So those are a few that we are being in challenge, but some of the tools that Thaya has shared will give you elevate, I think, with the right onboarding and helping you in that journey, evolving in your adoption journey. The tools that you leverage will put you in a best spot, I think. But those are the few that we are hearing.
Thank you for that response, Doctor. Um, and um, and one more question finally. What is the next adoption of your team focused on, and why?
We are looking forward to the Log Observer Connect, which gives us more insights into for all of our logs, which are being on the Splunk Enterprise Cloud. So that is something which we are work in progress,
All
and that
right.
gives us
Yeah.
more exposure.
So, Doctor, you want to add anything to that?
Yes, I think that is one. And the next is we want to continue in this adoption process for us to deep dive. Synthetic monitoring is the another one that we can tee up a little bit more. It appears to hold a significant potential for automating some of our quality checks that we do on a website tied to customer experience. So I think that's another thing we would like to embark a little more deep on.
Okay. Thank you for that response, Drucker. Do we have time for one more question we can take? So, sorry, 1 second here. I'm trying to get a live question here. Does APM and RUM integrate work only when using OpenTelemetry, or is it supported when using traditional APM agent?
So it's mostly with the open telemetry. So I mean, we haven't had a experience working with the traditional APM agents. Most of our agents are the Splunk open telemetry agents. So.
Okay, thank you for that, Sandeep. All right. Can you? There's a question here: is can you please refer me to the security integration pattern for Splunk RUM?
Could you repeat the question again?
Can you please refer me to the security integration pattern for Splunk RUM? Maybe we'll respond to this offline. Is that fair? Oh.
Yeah, I think that should be fair enough.
Okay.
Let us take that back and get back with you on that.
Okay, great. All right. I think that's about our time for now for Q&A. At this time, I'll move forward. All right. Next events I'd like to bring to your attention is we have office hours, Splunk application monitoring team having a bi-weekly office hours for technical experts to answer your questions. That's something you can leverage. Then also we have an upcoming tech talk on April 23rd, extending observability content to Splunk Cloud. So please join us there. And finally, the most important event for Splunk is the COM24, which is between June 11th to 14th. This is at Venetian Resort at Las Vegas. So please join us there. This is similar to what Sudhakar mentioned, Adobe Summit. This is our event for Splunk. Moving forward, also you have the option to continue conversation on community.splunk.com. Here you can get community hours as well. And here you can get answers to RUM and APM to view, share best practices. And So these are other venues you can get help from. And if you reach out, we'll be there to help you out. And that's all we have for today, folks. Thank you for spending the time with us, and please take our tech survey and appreciate your time.